Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. There you go.
Yeah.
Last day, Mr. Ryan's fourth period. There you go. His favorite class. That was our theme song right there.
You guys had a theme song?
You got a theme song?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow. Well, wait, that was a theme
We
song.
didn't have a theme song.
Sean, we need to make a theme song.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay,
Good
well,
job.
this is the Live and Five show. I'm Maya.
And I'm Sean.
The bubonic plague, the Black Death, it was the most deadly disease during the 14th century. Learn more about it in today's Hot Topics.
Also, there's a new kind of tent for those who like to camp and embrace the wilderness. Find out more in today's Hot Topics.
An eventual pandemic around the world. Find out more about this crisis in news.
This person's gonna play a kazoo with a highlighter, and he's sitting 4 seats away from me. And we'll get to him in NYK.
The Olympics might be canceled.
Learn more about it and you heard it here.
For sports, hear news about Stephen Curry's comeback in the Bruins and hockey, and more to come in sports.
We've got all this and more.
Right after the break.
If you ready, let's go.
Nickelodeon celebrates African Americans who imagined, then invented really cool stuff. Today's inventor is George Crumb, a restaurant cook who made really big French fries. When a customer asked him to make really small fries, George found himself in a bit of a crunch. So he peeled the potato really thin and fried it until it was super crispy. The new snack was a hit, and the restaurant started serving all its customers the potato chip. What a delicious discovery! Our celebration of Black History continues at parents.nickjr.com.
And we're back. Now it's time to check out what's going on around campus. Today, the girls basketball and boys soccer teams will be competing against Haskell. The game will be at Haskell after school. Again today, our Trojans will be competing against Haskell.
Online donations for a fit-a-thon are now available on our school website. The first 10 students who have sponsors for this special event will receive a gift card from Chick-fil-A. Again, online donations for the fit-a-thon are now available on our school website.
Permission slips for the 8th graders who are going to the Artesia High School pep rally are due tomorrow during homeroom. Again, permission slips for the Artesia High School field trip will be due tomorrow during homeroom.
Speaking of the rally, it will be held on March 13th at Artesia High. You will need that permission slip turned in to attend. Again, on March 13th, there will be a pep rally at Artesia High.
And that wraps it up for the Tetzlaff play-by-play.
Stay with us for a bit. We'll be back before Baca stops breaking things.
I am.
Tetzlaff.
Tetzlaff.
Tetzlaff. California.
California.
I am Tetzlaff, California.
I am Tetzlaff, California.
Welcome back.
Now let's check out today's hot topics.
The Black Death decimated the population of Europe during the 14th century. Now more skeletons have been found from the time. In England's Lincolnshire countryside, a grave that contains the remains of 48 people was discovered in 2012. The grave was slowly dug up so that the remains were not damaged. Out of the 48 people buried in this location, 21 of them were children that were placed there within the course of a few days. The Black Death, also known as the bubonic plague, killed about 50 million people, 60% of Europe. It spread throughout Europe and Asia during the 1340s to the early 1350s.
The jury tent is an 8-person tent with plenty of floor space and lots of headroom. Although this tent is a modern build, it uses ideas from about 3,000 years ago with the nomadic groups in Central Asia. The tent is 13 feet in diameter, 7.5 feet in height, and 5.2 feet along the edges. The tent is a 4-season tent, allowing you to feel comfortable in any weather. You can reserve a unit for $1,431.
Now time to get your weekly dose of Tetzlaff in today's action reaction.
Hey guys, Nathan from the Line 5 show, and today we're gonna ask people questions that even we can't answer. Alright, Aiden, what's your favorite color of the alphabet, true or false?
What? You got that from TikTok.
Alright, Tommy, how do you eat water?
Oh my god.
Alright, there are 30 cows, 28 chickens. How many didn't?
Wait, 30 cows and 28 chickens?
30, 28 chickens. How many didn't?
Giraffe. Okay, 2. 20. Hold up. 7. What's the riddle? Random.
Alright, what's behind the sun?
Space.
Alright, Mariah, what's at the bottom of the ocean?
I don't know. What do you think I know? Let me think about it. So, bottom of the ocean, right? That's what you said? I'm still thinking. Water.
Welcome to You Heard It Here. I'm Riley.
And I'm Nathan V. For many athletes, the Olympics is for the dream. But for the athletes who qualified this year, they might not even get the chance to compete.
Olympic Committee member says, quote, the 2020 Tokyo Olympics are more likely to be canceled than moved or rescheduled by late May if the coronavirus is deemed too dangerous to go ahead with the original schedule, end quote.
Imagine putting like all that hard work just for that event and then it just gets canceled.
You know, that would be like really disappointing after like grinding day after day.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all Olympic news for today.
We sure hope for the Olympics not to get canceled.
Now, I guess it's time for Go to Sports.
Okay, so which NBA player has the best handles in your opinion?
Probably
Kyrie.
Yeah, that's
Kyrie
what I
has
was
the
gonna
best
say.
handles.
Kyrie. Yeah.
Before he was injured, Steph had some crazy handles.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhat.
So for breaking news, the Los Angeles Lakers have just purchased Marquise Morris Sunday, but they might not be done yet. According to reports, the Lakers will be meeting with player Dion Waiters as on Monday as they are looking for reinforcements.
After missing 4 months, Stephen Curry is back from his hand injury. He's expected to come back on Sunday and play in the game versus the Wizards. Even though Curry is coming back, his injury has prevented him from playing only 4 more games this season.
The Bulls took a tough loss yesterday, losing by just 2 to 122 to 124. Zach LaVine had a major contribution to the game, having 41 points, and Kobe White had 35, but just not enough.
News. Yesterday, a total of 13 games were played, which means 26 teams. One of the interesting games from yesterday was the Bruins versus the Flames. With the Bruins being the #1 team and the Flames being somewhere around the middle, it was thought by most that the Bruins had an easy win. But the final score ended as 2 Bruins to 5 Flames.
That's all we have for sports. Now time for some world news.
During the past 2 months, coronavirus spiraled into a global threat and caused chaos in countries all around the world. Though people are attempting to isolate sick people as an attempt to stop the spread of the virus, there were more than 80,000 cases in nearly 40 countries, and cases in South Korea, Italy, and Iran surging overnight. Officials have stated that the likelihood that we're in a pandemic, which is a new disease that spreads around the world, is becoming more and more of a possibility. This means more countries are likely to see spread of the virus within their borders soon, including the U.S. Public health officials also state that containing the virus and trying to fully stop its spread might be virtually impossible now. Large outbreaks have begun to occur in places that barely had cases days ago. Many of these new cases have occurred to people who haven't traveled to China, as well as contained environments like cruise ships and prisons, and spreads like wildfire. However, this outbreak might be much larger than it looks now, according to disease modelers who have been tracking it, saying that the cases outside of China and deaths reflect, quote, an underlying burden of illness that is much larger than what's reported, end quote.
Like Riley was talking about earlier, like if this spreads to Japan, then they cancel the Olympics.
Yeah.
So that's already a big issue. And we got all of these cases already.
Don't you see the trend like in the 20s? Each 20s for each century, like the 20s years, like 2020, 1920. There was a big pandemic for each.
Sean, I think that's just a coincidence. I don't think
that's a big coincidence. That is one really big coincidence.
I don't think we're going on to something. That's just a coincidence, Sean. I don't believe in that.
But I hope they're making a cure for this.
I know this is spreading fast. Like you said, like a wildfire. Like, jeez.
80,000 cases, 40 countries.
Cases. Yeah.
I think they do already have some cases in Japan, but I don't think it's like as many for them to cancel it yet. But they're just worried it'll increase.
Spread
so
too.
If you do something until like the summer when the Olympics happen, then you might not be canceled. Might be fine, right?
But
Always
it might be even bigger than it is as of now.
Yeah.
Like
that's what I'm saying. We still have lots of time to determine what's going to happen in the future.
Well, now it's time to check out today's FYI. What was the first American colony to abolish slavery? Virginia, Georgia, Vermont, or New York? Take 5.
Vermont was the first American colony to abolish slavery.
Well, now it's time for Now You Know with Lorenzo.
Welcome back to another episode of Now You Know. We got Nathan here, all the way from, you heard it here, which is like 10 feet away. But it doesn't matter. Nathan, I got you here because I have a challenge for you.
Okay.
I saw you this morning jamming out with your highlighter saying it's a kazoo.
It is a kazoo.
But over here I have a real kazoo. So guys, Sean, Maya, Riley, Sophia, everyone over here, let's determine if he's being truthful that his highlighter turned into a kazoo. Nathan, what I want you to do, look at my kazoo, my pink kazoo with a horse on it.
Yeah.
I want you to play the song or the note, whatever I do on my kazoo on yours, and we'll just determine. Alright guys, you got it? You got it? Baka, you got it? Don't break anything, okay? Okay, good. Nathan, you ready?
Okay.
Okay, play this.
It's a kazoo.
Should we keep going or is that already determined?
Keep
Alright,
going.
Nathan, Alright.
Alright, if you're wondering how to do this.
Yeah.
It's
Okay, before you start, let's just say it's kind of a kazoo. It's kind of low, but
yeah.
mine's
kinda.
louder. But it can work. So
Okay.
let's see. Let's
So
see your
behold,
evaluation.
Highlighter. It has to be one of these with the weird cap. You have to see these holes in the bottom. It
Yes.
just makes a kazoo noise. Do the same thing you do with the kazoo, but you just do it with the cap. So I can do it without the.
Wait, then how does a regular kazoo work? Does it work the same
There's a
way?
little floppy piece of paper that vibrates when you blow into it.
There isn't. You liar.
Well, ones I have.
So you said yours just works on like little holes.
Yeah.
But what happens if you put it on the actual highlighter? You cap it on.
It still works, you know.
You have a real kazoo, or is that the only thing you have?
Oh,
that's
I
close
have
to kazoo?
kazoos at home, but.
Everyone listen to Nathan. If you don't have a kazoo, just DIY a kazoo right here. Okay, Nathan, that's it for today. You can stop now, Nathan. I don't think he's gonna stop, but anyways, that's all for today's show. If you'd like to show off your talent or be like Nathan, come ask me or go to line5show.com. Otherwise, that's the bottom line, because Laura said so. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Goodbye.